Oh, I wanted to get the freaking solar panels on. Don't cook your laptop, Larry. Just checking my solar cells, batteries. I should have enough to. I didn't hook up for power at all yesterday, sun power. So I let the batteries ride all day yesterday, and I still battling with this chair. Good morning, everyone. Eminence for X5 and Larry Word here, coming to you from Bud Park. It's the park I usually do my live streams at, and the rodeo's right over here. Usually, I don't do a lot of live streams out here anymore because there's a lot of interference, there's a lot of noise, as you can hear right by 160. There's a lot of homeless people in the park. Not a lot, there's just a handful, but that's all you need is a handful of bad ones. They're not even bad, they think they're doing good, I guess. Just, to me, perspective-wise, they look wrong. How you guys doing this morning? Good morning. Who all's here? Anyone here? I should be able to see who's in the room, huh? Oh, I can. I can't. I can just see how many people are here. Why would I want to know who's in here? And it's a public room. It could be a dangerous thing. Who's this? You're gonna have to pronounce your name when you post it, okay, guys? No, I just have a hard time seeing. Although my glasses are in here. Oh, Foremost Authority. Good morning. I'm popping on in the morning, primarily to see if I can get my friend Gary on, but he always wakes up a little too late. He's an early waker, then he takes a nap. I mean, right now it's like his afternoon. Who's this? Hey, Jason. Good morning. It's 3:40 p.m. in the UK. You watched it. What was it that you liked the most about my video? And did you watch Sarah Jane Woodall's? Wonder Hussies. I'm getting people saying that they complement each other pretty well. I'm not quite sure how they complement because the only commonality between the videos is that we were in the same place at the same time. Otherwise, I don't know what she's putting in her videos, and she doesn't know what she's putting in what I'm putting in mine. But I find it interesting. But Jason, let me know what you liked about it the most. For obvious reasons, I want to recreate success. That was a very successful video on my channel. The last one. The last produced video. And next week's is going to be even better because you'll see a little more buttery smooth imagery. Yeah, I've got like 3 or 4 videos coming out from that one trip, so I'm pretty excited about it. I'm using my video tripod today, so I'll be able to swivel smoothly to wherever the action is, which is here, me, right? Sarah's a great gal. She got me to lower my, or open my comfort level with how I am on camera. So I'm very excited about that. At the beginning, I was fairly shy in front of the camera. I kind of still am, but I kind of throw my personality in front of that shyness a little bit. I don't try and hide the shyness. I'm still shy. Wow, I thought we went down to 0 viewers, which would have scared me. We're up to 9. Very good for this early in the morning. I think everyone's still buzzing to work in their cars and vehicles. They get to hear and watch it go by. Okay, you know what? This chair is going to be the death of me. Is it broken or what? No. I'm dealing with this hole here. Used to have a screw in the bottom of it. Goes in here. Screws to the bottom. Now, I can fix that. I already did fix it once. It came undone. But how is it coming undone when I'm sitting in it? Am I rocking too much? Yeah, maybe. Time for a new chair. This one's probably seen its last days. San Ramon? You know where I grew up, guys? I grew up very close to San Ramon. I grew up in Livermore, California. I used to take a lot of bike rides through San Ramon from Livermore. Bicycle clubs, stuff like that. Road racing. Road riding. Road course, I think is what they call it. Style. I love that area. Northern California. It's a little high-end. Kind of crowded. It's most of those towns up there are commuter towns, meaning people live in one area at the Bay Area and they commute to the opposite end just because they can, I guess. Well, the peninsula is all landlocked. We know that. So the San Francisco Peninsula is long and narrow, and that's why the prices of land are so high up there. At the old Pac Bell headquarters. I don't even know where that's at, but I guess in San Ramon. How is the cubicle life, folks? Working for AT&T sounds like a cubicle hell. Corporate. Keep each hen in its own hen house. I bash too much on corporate, but they waste too much of my time. Why should I help them anymore? I put a lot of time and guts into that. Or effort. Well, then why are you there? Are you there on special assignment? Make sure no one steals the computer or the telephones. Or make sure you're at AT&T to make sure all the phones are being answered or off the hook. What could you be doing if there's no one at work and you're the only one there? Are you running security? Hey, Bill, you couldn't sleep. Why not? If you couldn't sleep, why are you on this live stream? You're supposed to be sleeping. Bill, maybe you should send me an email and verify you sent it to me or something. I don't know. Are you all right, Bill? Oh, yeah, you have to be there for that. The 9/11 equipment. So all the fire alarm stuff, all the communications, all the doodads. That would be fun though, to be at a large building when they're testing all the fire alarms, stuff like that. I would probably video that. Hey, if you guys are friends with Sarah Jane Woodall or Warner Hussey on Facebook, I've raised my hand and volunteered to be her cameraman. She did a bit with me about 2 years ago, a little small 1-minute video, I think, of I think it's called Off-Road Showgirl, I think is what it's called. If you do a search for that under my channel, you'll find that video I made. It's a little 1-minute video, but what's this? Oh, you see when I'm on, then you wake up and watch, Bill? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. But Kenneth is here. Good morning, Kenneth. But yeah, so I rose my hand to volunteer to be her cameraman for when she does these off-road showgirl videos. They're beautiful It's beautiful imagery when she's dressed up like a showgirl in the middle of nowhere in the desert next to her 4x4. I can't get over how cool the imagery looks. I took some photography in the desert. I took some photography in on a road, a long road into Copa, uh, uh, being into Shoshone of her. Uh, and they're just amazing. And the video itself looks great. Do you guys want to see it? I can try and pull it up, maybe? Or you guys can look. Hey, Al, it is me. I'm just going to see if I can pull up a URL. It doesn't appear I'm going to be able to because I can't minimize the screen. But take a look for off-road showgirl, off-road showgirl, and Wonder Hussy. You should be able to find that on just that search. Check it out and let me know if you think maybe Larry should help out with that portion, because when you're in selfie mode, using in that outfit, you can't see her whole outfit, and I think it's something you really need to stand back and see and enjoy. I've got the whole setup for that. I think it would be great. I really want to help with that. Plus, it's automotive related. It's 4x4. And I hope she does a 4x4 kind of channel and show all the 4x4 stuff that she's done to her truck and all that stuff. But I'm super interested in that. I'm like hyper focused on that. I don't know why. I shouldn't be. But I see that as a great opportunity for me to show some of my skills with framing shots. So, and that gimbal is going to help a lot to smooth all that out. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I do it? Give me a thumbs up if you think I should. And maybe I need your help by having you guys flock over there and say, hey, Larry said he wanted to be your cameraman. Are you guys crazy? Of course you're your cameraman. Watched Off-Road Showgirl last night. Yeah, you liked it. See, I want to keep that up. I want to keep that kind of, her persona in that kind of video up and running. She did a vlog yesterday of her out in a dry lake bed using that same outfit, and that would be perfect. That's the exact scenery I'd like to use, but anyway. We shoot the 2021 calendar in one day, and she picks that day. It's a chore for her. It's an all-day event, so she has to clear out her whole day for that. So I kind of leave it in her realm, but she wants to do another calendar this year. I don't know if I'm the photographer. She might want to mix that up, but she's definitely doing one. I'm always happy to shoot photography for her, but it's really up to her. She's the CEO. Hey, Mark. I'm having my coffee right here. No Irish cream today. Vista, California. I'm sorry, I didn't see that part. It was 118 yesterday out here in Pahrump. Well, that's what my car said. It was 818. Well, thank you. Oh, you saw my photo work on Facebook or Instagram? That was Mark, I believe. Yeah, Mark. Foremost authority, you think I should do it? Okay. Well, I've already asked her if I could. She says it's very time consuming, and I'm like, I know, I don't care. All photography is time consuming. She always looks good, Bill. You kidding me? Good morning, Debbie. Top of the morning to you. Debbie Wagstaff, the contributor to my comfort in sleeping these days. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Debbie sent in or got me a really nice self-inflating mattress that I use to sleep on, because the previous two that I had punctures in them. So I got a new one with no punctures, and I will be doing my best to keep punctures away from it. So basically, I don't even deflate it. I leave it as is, and I kind of move it around. It primarily stays in the same spot. But thank you, Debbie Wagstaff. I did sleep well last night, Debbie Wagstaff. I was at the hotel pool yesterday from about 7 or 8 o'clock on, I think, till about 10 o'clock. Then I got some sleep. I was hanging out with Fat Thor today. We made some steaks, hung out and watched some YouTube videos, and shot the shit. Hey Al, I don't know where those vehicles were from because they were all in one group. They seemed like they were from Australia for some reason. They had a Australian kind of accent. They all looked exactly the same. The people, they were dressed the same. It was almost as if they were like an off-road club. They took it too seriously. But I don't know if they were from Canada. But that first truck I took a picture of was of a Helix. Now you can't buy a Toyota Helix in the United States, so I don't know where those trucks were from, but they were decked out and they looked good. So I took pictures. I don't know, it was good. So yeah, I sent Sarah a message last night after seeing her vlog video on the flat, wait, flat. Of course it's flat. The dry lake bed, the wavy lake bed. Is there such thing? Are those what dunes are? Wavy parts of the flat desert. That's Carlos. He's working on the roof on the Bob Rudd building here. He's right around the corner here. There's trucks kind of sticking out there, but yeah, that's it. Carlos, I think he's a new viewer on the channel. You can't watch these live views because he's at work right now. And good morning, everyone. All 20 of you. That's about my normal crew. The 20 gets to 20 pretty quickly and kind of hovers around there, goes up and down a little bit. But it maintains the 20, and I like that. It's the core live stream group, I think. The dedicated viewers, of which Debbie Wagstaff, she's been falling off the wagon on that, but she tries to make all these live streams. I don't announce any of this stuff, so you guys are pretty on top of it all the time, or watching your social media pretty closely. I wonder if there's a way I can turn off notifications. That would be not good, Larry. Don't even think that. Did you guys know that making coffee is a whole process in the morning that I actually dread? Look at the mess I have to make all my coffee. I have to pull out the stove or the oven top, hook up the tanks, open it up, find the pot. If there's no water in the water container, I have to open this guy up and siphon water out of it. But yeah, it's not like you just walk out of bed, put hot water in a cup and throw it in the microwave. No, you want coffee, it's about 5 to 10 minutes away every time. So instead of making hot water all day, I make one batch, put it in my thermos, and live off this hot water all day. It's insulated thermos. This thing is rock solid. It's made by Stanley of all, built for life. And I'm telling you, I'm putting this thing through hell. It's great. I love these things. The technology with these vacuum sealed thermos containers are amazing. It's almost alien technology. How long they can keep hot water in these containers with no power running to it? I mean, how is this possible? How? Heat transfers. I don't get that. I just don't understand. It's one piece of metal. It should be transferring heat to the metal. How, people? How is there some kind of anti-heating transfer device built into these thermoses we don't know about? That's from some kind of space age UFO somewhere? Space age UFO? Aren't all UFOs space age? Because, well, you have to be in space with them. Age of space. So yeah, I guess just flying UFO technology, I should say, not space age. I'm like this, people. I get a little coffee, man, I start running at the mouth. Not bad stuff. It's just stuff that I probably shouldn't be talking out loud about, keep it in my head. Probably hear me say that a lot, you know. Oops, I actually say that out loud. Catch you later, Carlos. Man, there are people out playing hoops already in the basketball court. Yeah, it's happening. Real life. That's Carlos backing up because the park is not big enough to make a U-turn in a Ford truck. Excuse me, Ram. It's a Dodge Ram. Okay. Yeah, I think going over and actually shooting some videos specifically for the off-road showgirl bids, I think would be a blast. I can see her doing that as a whole channel, really focusing. I can recommend things, but definitely don't have influence on that. But I can recommend her that she probably should have a whole nother channel. I don't know, putting that into her current channel. Man, this chair. Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold on. 1 second. One more bag. I'm gonna fix my chair while I talk to you guys. What's going on? Anything? Any comments here? We didn't go to Long Street. We planned on it, but it was too damn hot to leave his place. So we just stuck at his place, ate, drank, and shot the shit. That's about it. Gotta find one that will work. This may work. So I have this little bag here that has a whole bunch of little odds and ends from automotive days. They're mostly, well, they're all metric. They're all Hondas, but in this case, it doesn't really matter. But this little bag of nuts and bolts has come in very handy on this road trip. So if you don't think things break and you have to repair stuff, you're actually dealing with it quite a bit. And that's part of the RV or nomadic life living that nobody really shows, is that when things go wrong, what do you do? I dive in. I dive in, fix, patch, do anything I can to actually get it back running again. But that's the fun part for me. But I don't video that stuff. I figure that people that are not that mechanically inclined, for the most part, or the followers that I have, and are more interested in the adventures, not the adventure of fixing a car or a lawn chair in this case. Okay, let's see if we can do this here. This won't fit in there, will it? So that'll leave it short. Without a flange. This will work. Stick. Okay. Almost done. Got the bolt in.
probably my needle nose, yeah. I can't put a hex in there. It's too tight of a fit. But that's all I have that will fit. There you go. Problem averted. Remedied. What I should do is put Loctite on that nut, and, or that bolt, and be done with it. There you go. Okay. Now I can move the chair and have it whack the side of my rib cage. Much better, much better. Why it took me 2 days to do that, I have no idea. Okay, let me get back to the conversation here. What is going on here? One was a Helix. Why would you bring an Australian 4x4 truck out here, though? All those trucks seemed to be from another country. Well, who's this? I guess that's James. Hey, James. Hotel pool, you're staying in your mansion EFX5? Yeah, I stay in my EFX5. I just have access to the pool and internet, and they're open 24 hours a day. So I go take advantage of that when I can, especially when it's hot out like yesterday. I will go take advantage of that. But I live and sleep out of my car. I have not veered from that. Once in a blue moon, I'll stay at the hotel for a shower instead of somewhere to take a shower. What's your go-to coffee? Pete's. Pete's. There's nothing better. Pete's. Major Dickinson. Larry doesn't his live streams? When did I say that? Mind control. I'm guessing it's be about 110 here today, I hope. Why can't you get out of there to higher elevations? Just hop in your truck. I think we should do, we're at 9. Thumbs up or thumbs down? I think we should do thumbs up today. Tell you what, when it's a thumbs down day, I will put that in the title. Thumbs up live stream today, or thumbs down live stream today. How's that? So I'll do that from now on. So we don't have to ask anymore. But yeah, I think thumbs up today. You guys probably haven't noticed this, but stuff that dies in the desert. Notice my tool bag. One of two bags that I have. You know, these were very nice bags. I think I bought this bag at either Depot. This is AMP, so this must have been either Home Depot or Lowe's. But notice it only has one handle, because this one broke off because of the heat. It makes everything really brittle. And I picked up my bag one day and rip. Why do I have a soft tool bag or box? Because, well, it conforms to the inside of the car better if I'm jamming things around. But yeah, it broke. So, interesting. Yeah, that's the person that was littering yesterday that I had to clean up for. That said that by me asking her to turn the volume down was causing the park to go to shit. Still wish I had some of my booming stereos from Honda days, because I would have completely drowned her music out with all my music, which I'm sure no one wants to hear.
I was gonna say, where's my phone? I was gonna show you guys a song that I like. Um, Starfucker. Uh, Name of a group. Golden Light. Check it out. It's a good song. I posted it up on my Facebook page, I think yesterday. I do that once in a while. I'll be sitting around listening to either Spotify or YouTube, trying to find music on YouTube from 80s bands, stuff like that. Or just milling about looking for music. But I run across stuff, and but if I like it, I'll post it. And I posted that particular song because it sounds really cool, but the story behind it is kind of eerie. Um, but I like the song. So check it out if you get a chance. Where's my hot water? Go-to coffee out in the field though is very different. I go with instant coffee. The cheaper the better. So I buy this from Safeway. It's a Safeway brand, instant classic roast, medium blend. Instant coffee. I use that primarily in the morning because I'm not a big stickler on the type of coffee I have early in the morning. Anything with caffeine at that point, I guess is what I'm looking for. Yeah, all the homeless people are showing up now. So what happens with the homeless or the panhandlers is they panhandle in the morning when people are going to work, when traffic's moving around, and again in the afternoon when lunch is happening, and again towards the night when people are coming home. So after that is when you kind of see me coming here, and they're all kind of coming back in from the commute back into town shift. They're all in good moods, party moods, loud. Right now they're quiet for the most part. For the most part. After the morning rush is over, then it gets loud again here. Okay, yeah, just kind of waking up in the morning, trying to figure out how I'm gonna get my work done today, or what I'm gonna be doing today. I took yesterday off. I did not do any work except watch videos with Thor, and he wanted to show me what Fat Thor was really all about, and basically he was using the name from the movie, I guess the Avengers. He wanted to show me all the Fat Thor Avenger scenes, so I watched them all. I don't watch movies that much anymore, and well, I'm not around movie theaters, but I don't get into these adventure movies for some reason. They're doing something on the roof of this building, I'm not sure what, but Carlos is busy today doing something. I forgot my sugar, 1 second. Oh, I have sugar? Sugar. Oh, I can't find my sugar. That's not good. That's not good at all. Yeah, so one big problem with how I keep things is they're stacked, and if something goes underneath, I get kind of screwed up. So, so I buy sugar, and I buy them in these little packs. I don't steal them from stores, but I can go into the Albertsons and buy, I think, like a month worth of individually wrapped, I guess, teaspoon serving size sugars. Now, you'd think this is a big waste. It is, but it's super convenient when we're out in the field. Taking a spoon into sugar, taking it out, and putting it in your coffee seems like a very trivial thing, but when it's 25-mile-an-hour winds out there, nothing's happening in a spoon. That would be anything worth trying. So these are great because you just pour it right in, and the water keeps it from blowing away. Uh, I also keep a very small trash can with me for stuff like this. I don't throw it in the ground. Of course not. And what I found was I used to buy little small Tupperware trash cans, but those never really went very far because they just fall apart after a while, and you should keep buying trash cans. So what I've stopped doing is that I stopped buying those, and I'm using my disinfectant wipes container, and when they're empty, I just use them as trash cans. Now this one's busted. It used to have a pop-open lid, but it's broken off. So when this happens, it tells me it's time to get another trash can. And what I do is I just wait till the next disinfectant wipes container goes empty, and that becomes my new trash can. But that's my little hack for the day. Anything else besides this is awkward to find a place for it inside the vehicle. But this fits in nicely in the corner, so and easy to get to. It could be sitting in the corner. I can still pop it up and put trash in and close it. So it's fairly close to where I cook, since I put a lot of the plastics and whatnots from the food wrappers and whatnot in here. Anyway, food for thought. Don't invest money in a trash can where you can't. Use what you got. Yeah, but the Tupperware was nice. Although the Tupperware, and see how much trash you built up. It's not nice looking at trash when you're inside the vehicle. So having it opaque is better, I think. Yeah, I forgot my cream. Now this is I don't normally use dry creamer because I really don't like the taste, but this tastes different and I like it. This is made with hydrogenated coconut oil. Friendly, established in 1979. This is the original flavored. This is good. I actually like this. I'm not a dry creamer kind of guy. Oh, yeah. I got some sentimental value to this toolbox. I kind of want to leave it like this. Now, why have I not replaced the bag? Well, besides the sentimental value, well, the bag itself is not much. It's just a bag, right? But even with just one arm, one strap is okay for me. I just need one, right? But when you're pulling this in and out of the car, not having a strap to hook onto something is actually, believe it or not, kind of nice. So I'm not sure if I want to replace it yet. It might have to have a hole in the side of it where tools are falling out before I replace it, because it makes it easy to slide in and out of the car. Actually, when I was taking this out just now, it got hooked onto the front seat plastic and it wouldn't come out. So yeah, I'm okay with one handle being missing, and I'm kind of procrastinating on replacing it for no good ass reason. Hey Lisa, good morning. I have the good sugar. I like that sugar, Debbie. I'm all out of my Carolyn's coffee additive. It's probably why I didn't get any work done, is because I had that in the morning. Went into party mode. So today is editing video day, and this is more of my produced video. It's going to be of the ghost towns we went to, the explorers of the cabins mainly, not the hikes that we went on to find nothing. You'll probably look at this. Can you see the tractors? Those are vintage tractors, guys. I think those are the batteries. Yeah, tool boxes don't work in the vehicle. You want tool bags, and you want not one big tool bag, you want several tool bags. One for your socks and whatnot, one for your, standard wrenches, and then maybe one for everything else. But I keep them separated like that. I got my power tools in one bag, all the batteries and chargers, impact wrenches, stuff like that. They're all in one, and then I have this black bag with my standard tools, my hand tools, which I use the most. You have a drill and an impact wrench or impact tool. It's great. I don't use them a lot, but if I have to use an impact, I will. Mainly to break something loose, not really to tighten anything down. I torque everything down. I don't think impact wrenches were meant to really put anything on. That's just doing things blindly. I don't get that. Never understood. Hey Debbie, you're absolutely right. You got to go early in the morning before they're wiped out. And I think you can ask some of the people who are stocking the shelves and ask them, hey, when do you guys get your next shipment in? Oh, next Tuesday or next Wednesday. And just be there in the morning when it happens. Or just go to the Walmart dock and see if there's a bunch of trucks lined up. Hey Lisa, yeah, antique farm equipment is something that I love. I did a video where I ran into a bunch of farm equipment in the middle of this field, and I loved it. I loved going through that and trying to figure out how it was used, and yeah, and getting the comments from the viewers on how this stuff was really used tickled my fancy. Bill, you got to use Instacart and order it through Instacart and place the order early in the morning and have it delivered to you. Nothing with corners. The only thing I don't have corners on are my food containers. The dry goods that I use, the fridge, of course, and I also have a box that carries a lot of canned foods. Doesn't really need to be a box, but I do, because I do keep like spaghetti bags in there and whatnot, and rice. I don't want those to get terribly crushed, so it's in a sharp box. So food items tend to go in boxes. All my cooking items go into a box. Well, the Tupperware, you guys have seen that. Let me show you. The reason why I put all my cookware in one of these guys is because I like to have all my cooked stuff in one spot. Just pull this box out, just sift through what I need, and that includes my salt and pepper. I keep that in here too, because it's part of a cooking utensil for me. But everything's here, my knife, my can opener, all my knives, forks, spoons, one pan that I use to cook on, and my stainless steel plate. I also have a stainless steel bowl that I use. I don't use paper plates, I don't use plastic plates. I use this stuff. I just clean it, disinfect it, heat it up, whatnot to clean it up. But this is what I use. It makes life a lot easier, a lot faster when you're cooking. Get in and out quickly. Being organized in your cooking area is really important, as you guys already know. And this definitely helps. So yesterday, I went over to Fat Thor's place. I had promised him a while ago that I would make him a steak. I told him I was a pretty good, cook. And at first he didn't believe me. Then he showed me his fridge. He said, "Hey, look, I got all these steaks. I want you to show me how to make a good steak." And he has these sealed steaks from a show that he watched with Rogan. Joe Rogan apparently did this all meat 30 days kind of appetite or diet, excuse me, and Fat Thor got into the idea of maybe I should try that to lose some weight and get into shape. So he had, I think he had subscribed to this meat delivery, boxed meat delivery that Joe Rogan was promoting on his channel. And so he participated in that, but he never had any of the steaks from it. So yesterday was the first day that he tried one. It was frozen. We left the meat in sealed wrappers in water for, I don't know, an hour or two. And we drain that, let the meat set to room temperature. Once it's at room temperature, we started to cook. And okay, it was one of my better, and it was done. It was done perfectly. I thought it tasted great. Him and I ate pretty much one whole steak, and he was tripping out. He said that I asked. Well, here. I asked him to point me in the direction of where they can make a better steak than I can make, and he came up with nothing. He really liked it. I'm not shooting shit here. I'm serious. Hopefully, Fat Thor wakes up soon from his coma from all that steak. He can chime in. He said he was going to write a Yelp review of my steak, but I don't have a restaurant. He said, "How am I going to do this?" It's pretty funny. Hey, Michael, I did get your email. I did see it last night. I haven't poked around in my emails yet, but I did see your email come through, so thank you very much. I will be in touch with you probably later today about that. I do want to make it out to Trona. That's low-hanging fruit, and I'd like to try it. Not a lot of people think about Trona as a place that you would want to go explore, but I do. I can see almost each house out there being a video in itself, Michael. So just take, 15, 20 minutes in each one of those buildings. Just try and figure out what that person was doing, what they did for a living, blah, blah, blah. It just seems like fun. JT, I agree. And it cuts down on trash. And it's so much easier to clean stainless steel. It's a dream come true at camp, stainless steel. You just joined. Who's this? Jarla. How you doing? Oh, you're multitasking. Working simultaneously at the moment. Currently working on infrared system. Nice. Are you working on an infrared system for some kind of evil villain's cave up in a volcano somewhere? The steak went great. Fat Thor was blown away about how good the steak tasted without any kind of A1 sauce, stuff like that. I'm like, oh no, put that stuff away. He had a whole bunch of them. I'm like, look, the best way to eat this steak is right off the cutting board. I mean, we had the steak on I made two steaks, one of which I cut up on the cutting board, and he was getting plates out and forth. I'm like, put that stuff away. We eat right off this cutting board, and we were just taking it right off the cutting board and eating it as we went. And it was the best time. It was like a party atmosphere. If you ever get to eat steak that way, that's the way to do it. One, two, or a group of people, just make a big steak, cut it down in little pieces like little French fries, and you just eat away. It was awesome. But he was blown away by the flavor of it. I only use salt, pepper, and butter to cook my steak. That is it. And they came out. They always come out great. I actually studied for about 6 months on how to make steaks properly on a gas stovetop, iron skillet. I'm a pro at that. When I first started this trip, I didn't think I'd be doing a lot of that because it makes a lot of mess at camp. But I've even figured out how to minimize the waste there. Use just enough butter to get the job done. The problem with my cooking is I keep spooning the butter on top of the steak as it's cooking the second side. I'm always attending the meat and making sure it's always buttered up and sealing those juices in. That's the key. And then you sear the sides of the steak. You hold them with the tongs and you sear the sides closed, and you let it rest. done. It doesn't take long to make steak. It just takes a lot of know-how. I had a great time with it though. Cooking the steak was easy. Put it in the pan, heat it up, put it in the pan, make sure there's butter in the pan, and sear the hell out of one side. Flip it over, sear the other side, and then wait till the temperature comes up to cook. So that's about 150, and then you let it rest up to finished. Although yesterday I think I nailed it temperature-wise. I could have taken the meat off the grill probably 1 minute earlier, I think, to have it more of the rare side. Well, it wasn't really A1 sauce, Lisa, but there were variants of. They were like steak sauces that he was pulling out from all across the country. Um, I'm okay with steak sauces, but when I'm making my own steaks, I prefer to serve it just like it is. I make sure that it tastes right. Yeah, my subscriber count jumped for a couple of reasons, mainly Wonder Hussy, and you guys probably don't know. Wonder Hussy was going through some difficult times. The whole COVID-19 thing, it affected her. She's a very social person. She's a loner too, but she has a lot of friends, and the band mainly, her very close friends. Um, I think it affected her, and she was going through some other issues too, personal issues, and she held together great. But I gave her as much space as I could give her, and without actually just disappearing from her life. Um, so a lot of my activity had pulled back with what I was doing with her channel, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did get through that. Do I welcome her back, or do I welcome us being on video back? Yeah, I do quite a bit. She helps my channel. Hopefully, I help hers, but I did miss her while she was working out her problems. I, I got on with my own explorers. Johnny's one of them, as well as several others. I'm about to do several more without her that were planned without her. But you can get too reliant on other channels if you start collaborating too much. Um, but with Sarah, it's not really collaborating. It's just it's just being out in the middle of nowhere with someone that you feel safe with, that you don't feel like it's gonna turn around and kill you, or could possibly help you in a bad situation like a snake bite, or falling down a cliff, or getting hurt somehow when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you can't move, you're immobilized. You need somebody to help you, and it's an awful feeling when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're trying to shoot a video and you're trying to be all calm and nice and happy, but at the same time you're scared for your life. It doesn't work. I can't lie like that. Some of my videos, you can probably sense that he's a little uneasy here. My petroglyph video is one of them. I was looking down a 3-story drop at one point, 4-story drop, and I was thinking to myself, if I sneezed wrong right now, I would need help. And I was out there by myself, 2 miles from my car. If I broke a leg, I'd be up the creek. I would have to wait for a 4x4 person to come by, or side by side. So I gave her a lot of room, but I did miss her, and we did stay in touch the whole time. But I'm glad she worked. It all worked out for her, and I'm very happy for her. And from that, we started doing more videos again, and this was the first of hopefully many to come in the future. But I did volunteer to be her cameraman on the off-road showgirl bits, and I hope she takes me up on it because that looks like a lot of fun. Plus, if it's car related, I could help give her some information about what she's talking about. I don't know. It'd be fun. And I want to get into the automotive side of things too, 4x4ing. Of that versus just explorers all the time. So I don't know, that might be a whole separate channel for me. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I blend another channel in or blend it in my current channel? I don't know. Onion powder. Interesting. So one thing I didn't tell you guys, I got to try that. Onion powder sounds great. One thing I've always done was I've used a fresh piece of rosemary. I use the whole branch. I cook the steak with it, and it tastes amazing. Yes, Isabel. They are the simplest things to make. Probably the fastest meal you can make is a good, properly cooked steak. It doesn't, an hour to cook a steak. The hotter that skillet, the better. One thing I want to do out in the Mojave is that Patton Museum out there in the Mojave. I want to do a video there badly. I love Patton. A guy who got left behind in time. Thanks, Bill. Be sure to let... I'm sorry to hear that, Al. There's gotta be some red meat in my steak or else it's overcooked. There goes Carlos. Hey, Carlos. Yeah, I've seen videos of the Patton Museum, and I think I can do a better job than that. But I'm really into those tanks, so anything World War I, World War II, I would love to see it. And tanks are just big tractors, So put a gun on a tractor, that's what you got. What was your MOS? What are you talking about? What's an MOS? Modus operandi? No. MOS. Mother of shit? What is MOS? Yeah, if you can skin an animal properly, safely, and clean it, you have a better chance of surviving. Although, if you're out in the desert off-roading, for you to find anything that you could possibly eat, that would be difficult. Now, if you're carrying a gun or some kind of weapon where you can kill something, you would have to get close enough to do that. And I guess a jackrabbit would be about as close as you could get but they're very fast. So you have to be very good with a gun, and it probably have to be a rifle. So there's more space in your vehicle. I don't know. A lot of people think that having those skills would help you, but you'd have to be in a different kind of setting than I'm in. I think you'd have to be in more of a wildlife setting where there's more wildlife, of course. That's just conjecture on my part. I'm just guessing. I like to plan it out, but in a pinch, I would be in a problem. I don't know how to skin my own kill, so I could probably figure it out. Yeah, eating snake wouldn't be bad. I would like to try that, actually. I've never been in the military. I grew up in the military. I spent about 20 years in the military prior to me being released to the public. How often do I come across a rattlesnake? I've come across 2 or 3 of them so far in 2 years. Yeah, my father was in the U.S. Air Force for 27 years. Yes, you don't go alone. Don't go alone, Al. You're absolutely right. And Sarah and I had that mantra for a long time. And through some interesting developments, well, shit, I'm just going to talk about it. Sarah got a boyfriend. Her boyfriend didn't want me going on any hikes with her at all. He's very controlling, and I mean, nothing. He was very, I think he was very concerned about me being a threat, I guess, to him and his relationship with Sarah Jane Woodall. But there was nothing there. I actually was trying to embrace the whole thing. It's like, yay, she got a guy, yay. But the whole thing about, I don't want you going on hikes with him was like, well, you know, it's not, this is a safety thing now. You're putting someone's life in danger, not just hers, but mine too. And that struck me funny. And from that point on, I had bad feelings about what was going on, and I kind of backed up and just left it alone. I didn't want to interfere. I was letting them do their thing, in hopes that things would work out in the end, and he would realize I'm not a threat, and I'm not. So, fuck. Really, that's the pause you saw in everything with regards to what's going on with. Yeah, Barry was her boyfriend. They lived together. Duh. Isabel, you can go out alone. You just have to be very careful. You have to plan it. You have to let a lot of people know. You have to prep differently, and it's not the same kind of enjoyment that you would have if you were out with a group of friends or a travel hiking buddy, like Sarah is to me. So this happened right about December and January, and I had my whole first quarter planned. I scrapped it all. I shut it all down. I canceled all my hikes. And I had to reschedule everything. If anything that needed to be rescheduled, it was just with me now, because I don't have a hiking buddy. So I had a strange period in my channel where Sarah's activity stopped. I had to rejig basically and get into a space where I was producing again. And then it all came to an end, and Sarah becomes single again, and all of a sudden things coming back to normal. So I'm rejigging again to put schedules back in. So the first one that was scheduled was this wheat paste adventure, which was hard to start up because I had delays on my side. My car was breaking down, the airbags, the air springs. And then Sarah's car started breaking down the front with the shock absorbers. It was difficult to get back on the road, and when we did, it was great. Like we never stopped, traveling. So there's the the lowdown on what was going on behind the scenes with the whole Wonder Hussy, her boyfriend, and I didn't like it. It really left a bad taste in my mouth, the whole thing. I really tried figuring out whether or not I could really sustain going out in the middle of nowhere safely all the time. It's too stressful. It's not fun. It's fun to share things immediately with someone that you're traveling with or show them something you discovered. Than waiting a few days or a week before you can show anyone. It's that feeling you get, the discovery thing. It's great. And when you can share it with someone, it's awesome too. I'm not big on showing time-lapse stuff, Al. I could. I just think it's overdone. Everyone does that. Isabel, you're absolutely right. It's hard to find someone with the same kind of like, let's go to the middle of nowhere where there's nothing and let's see if we can find something. It's hard to convince people to do that. He thinks you were in the military. Who's he? Hey, John. Did I miss your question, John, or something? Hey, James. Yeah, that's personal stuff, and now that it's kind of settled down a bit, I feel like it's okay to talk about. But I was going through some shit there for a while, a lot of bullcrap, and I bear to think of that. Army Reserve to 71. Nice. I have a lot of respect for the military as a whole. Not one branch, but as a whole. Oh, so you're set up, Bill. I mean, Al, you can go out and hunt. Well, I shot a bird once. That's about it. A blackbird. I was a kid, though. It was a BB gun. How I hit the bird is beyond me. If you've ever shot a BB gun, you know you better shooting with your eyes closed. It tastes just like chicken. Everything tastes like chicken when you don't know what it is. And what does chicken taste like? What is that taste? It's the taste of nothing. Chicken tastes like nothing. That's why you need salt, butter, and all the condiments. I don't do gold prospecting, mainly because, well, if I'm at a mine site, I'm on a claim, so I better not be prospecting on a claim. Don't want to get shot. Yeah, dark chicken definitely tastes better. The dark meat, I like the dark meat better. Has more of a hearty taste. Goes good with gravy. I love gravy. I love coffee too. That's only my second cup. Man, the heat is kicking up. The wind that I'm getting right now is... Can you guys hear any wind noise? I guess the wind is about 5 miles an hour, 3 to 5 miles an hour right now. What kind of weapons do I carry? I'm not at liberty to say. I am at liberty to say, but I'm not. I'm trained black belt. I'm a weapon. I'm a trained black belt in 2 forms of karate. No wind noise, great. Oh, no kidding. I didn't know that, John. No wind noise. Awesome. I'm asking because there's two ways to shoot this. The mic is facing me just like the camera is. But if I turn the mic around, now the mic is turned around, it's facing the opposite direction, but it's hard to hear. But this is the best way to keep wind out of the mic, is to have it facing into the wind, into the side. This is facing this way now, the mic. You probably hear me a little bit better. And this is how Sarah taught me how to shoot video if I'm doing an interview, is to shoot sideways on the mic, which works. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah Jane. And then there's facing forward. Now, when it's facing forward and the wind's coming from the back, the windsock has a hole in it, of which the hole is facing into the wind now, so the air can get into the windsock. So to hear you guys saying there's no wind when the windsock is facing the wrong direction is good news. Oh, you're at 75. Not bad. And you're still out and about, man. I hope to be doing the same thing at 75. I'm 52. Yeah, you probably really shouldn't talk about how you defend yourself, because the first thing you do as a person who's trying to attack is to find out what their armament is. William, the Grove is great. However, I don't like the Grove in Pahrump. I don't shop there. I do on a pinch, like if I need a J, I will go there, spend I think $15 for a rolled J. But that's just to tie me over so I can get out to Death Valley Junction. Now, Death Valley Junction is about 30 miles away. There is no sales tax. They're on reservation land. It's Native American owned and run, in conjunction with an investment company, and they grow their own right there on the premises, and you can buy it at their dispensary just outside of their grow house. I used to work there. It's some of the best marijuana in Death Valley region. Period. There's no better, and I really recommend checking them out if you're in this area. Stop by. It's just outside of Death Valley. It's on the corner of 190 and 127. The highways of 190 and 127. That's where they're located. It looks like I don't know, it's like a juvie hall, but it's actually a big, huge installation for a grow house. And it's amazing in there. That's where I used to work. Go buy pot there. They're significantly cheaper, and they don't charge tax. What more do you want? Al, they broke up for unknown reasons. I think after their New York cross-country trip and back, Sarah said that was it. She broke it off. Oh, I didn't think you were, Isabel. Or James, excuse me. I do watch Matt's Off-Road Recovery. And every time I'm out by myself and I almost get stuck, I think it would just be humiliated to be on Matt's Off-Road Recovery episode. And here's Eminence Front X5 not knowing what the fuck he's doing out in the middle of nowhere, calling my ass to come pick him up. News at 11. Sorry, Matt. I'll make you a steak. Sorry. Yep, exactly. Like when she told me that we need to take out all references from my wheat paste video, I didn't question it. Whatever you want, out. Isabel, do they track my purchases? Well, they have a rewards program, so yeah, they kind of do, but only so that you can get, money off if you buy over time. They don't share it. It's very sensitive information that they capture, but by law, they have to capture information on who's buying, and they do have to scan your uh, valid ID and all that good stuff. But yeah, they do. William, yeah, I definitely would recommend them. And they're very helpful with recommending which strain you should go with, because well, most places they're hybrid. One leans a little bit more to the indica, one might lean a little bit more to sativa, depending on what you're looking for your medical reasons. They also have CBD products there. They're well-rounded. I recommend them. I've been recommending them for a long, long time, and everyone's very happy with them. So that I've recommended there. Wow, that's cool. I love deer. Deer's good. Oh yeah, they're moon rocks. Woo! I used to do their graphics for their web page, all their photography and whatnot, for their Instagram and Facebook pages. But COVID-19 ended all that. They try to do photography, but it's very obvious that they don't know what they're doing with their cameras. So, and just because you have a Nikon or a Canon or a Lumen, doesn't mean the pictures are going to come out good. Some people are probably better off just using a cell phone to take all their pictures because it does everything for you. If you like cell phone quality pictures. Posting, aren't I? I did a better job at photography than they're doing. And I'm just using kit lenses. Who am I kidding? Kind of punchy this morning, aren't I? Third cup of coffee, gone. 4 is where I draw the line, and I'm about to dip into number 4. And I swear to God, it's probably easily 95 degrees right now. It's hot. Okay, I'll let you know. So far, I have hiking partners for every one of the trips except Eureka. That's an hour north of here, or more. But I got to make it up to Eureka. I got to make it up to Ubehebe Crater. I got to make it up to Saline Valley. All those, and I think that's one trip. Especially the hot springs in Saline Valley. So yeah. And Sarah said she wanted to go to that, but I don't know. She's getting ready to head out on a long trip. However, did I tell you guys this? She's going to be on a live stream in September. We nailed down the month, and we're going to give it a shot. And I'm thinking about breaking up the monotony of her being on a live stream again as a guest, and make it more about her. Now, as you guys know, she helped put an engine and keep this channel alive into the X5, and I'm paying her off over time, and I want to make this live stream kind of focused on her, and any kind of super chat donation that comes in goes to her, and it helps to try and pay down that overhead I have with her, as well as giving some initiative for you guys to do more super chat donations, and that would be to, or actually have you donate directly to her PayPal. I might offer that too, or only that, especially. You can pay her directly through PayPal. What I was thinking of doing, and let me know what you guys think of this, but maybe anything over a $20 donation on Super Chat, she basically buys her a shot. And anything over $30 might buy her a toke off of a J. What do you guys think? Adult only kind of situation. We won't be driving anywhere, so we can party a little bit and hang out with you guys. But what do you guys think? Is that something you guys want to try out? Is that something I should try? It's my live stream, so what do you guys think? I think it's a good idea. That's not working. Get this glare. Jeez. Why do I wear sunglasses all the time? Jeez. So I don't go blind. You know, slingshots can really injure someone. Like a good wrist rocket with a lure, a weight lure, a fishing lure on it. Is it a lure? No, it's not a lure. It's the weight itself, the teardrop weights. Oh man, you can kill animals with those things. Not that I would know how to do that. Before? No, when I was a kid, I used to go fishing with my father quite a bit, and my pastime was not fishing, it was shooting the wrist rocket. And what I would do is I'd take those little fishing weights, little loop in the back, shoot it straight up in the air, and it sounds like a bomb coming down. That whistle the bombs make. My father would stop taking me to fishing after a while because he claimed that I was scaring the fish away. Anyway. Slingshot would not be a bad idea. I probably should be carrying one of those because you can just whip that thing out and it'd be ready to go. I think PayPal would be better. It's direct, you can see immediate success with it. I don't know, I think it'd be fun to try. And in September, I think I might try it. I mean, everyone knows she smokes pot and she drinks, so I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I'll run it by her and see what she says. Or maybe I won't and just spring it on her. JT, you're probably right. You're not going fishing because, well, I can't because you shot all my fishing weights into the water. But the whistle it makes, you can hear it from miles around. It's just amazing. John, of course, talk to her first. Or I think if I sprung it on her, she would be fine with it. I've watched other channels do the same thing, and I thought it would be kind of cool for us to try it. Anyway, okay, one more, and then I have to go do edits. I have to go back to jail. And no, I cannot do a live stream on my edits today. I guess I could, I just don't want to. I want to just barrel through it. I didn't eat breakfast again. I'll eat a breakfast bar, I guess. Fuck. Excuse my language. Shit. I think the S word's okay, but the F word's not so much. I saw a comment. I think for me, like, seeing a comment is like what people do when they like get an Instagram notification. Oh, a comment! What can I say? I can talk about something now, and not bore these people. Hopefully.
I definitely have this fear of everyone thinking what I'm talking about is boring. Is that weird? I'm self-conscious about that. Partly why I say what I say sometimes. Like, did I actually say that out loud? Because sometimes I say some wacky shit. I mean, I've even had my parents look at me like, "What did you just say? Repeat that? That didn't make any sense. What?" My poor mom. She's she's born in Japan. She's Okinawan. She's born in Okinawa. It's the Hawaiian Islands, basically, of Japan. It's the Ryukyu Islands down south of Japan. It was a big turning point in the war for World War II to take over that island. Uh, she lived close to Naha. I've been there myself several times, but her grasp on American humor is loose, and when I say stuff like what I do, did I say that out loud? And she has this concerned look on her face, like, you didn't mean to say that out loud. You're losing your control of your speech. It's pretty funny. Mom, I'm sorry if you're watching this. No offense. It's just you're funny sometimes. But I did see some comments. What were they? Let's see here. Ooh-ees. There's a lot. Lunch break, Michael. I have to take my glasses off to read these comments, and I go blind taking them off. I should eat some protein? I got some protein bars for breakfast bars, so yeah. I think 10 grams of protein. Wacky keeps things interesting. Is that Rex? Yeah, it's Rex. I'm using my hand sunglasses, but when I do that, my mom's proud of me. I wouldn't say she's proud of me. Man, there's a story behind my family. I don't think any one person in my family likes what I'm doing right now. I think they're just putting up with it. They much preferred me working in corporate America, income, steady income, a lot of money coming in, a lot of toys, a lot of visits. Now it's very little money and very little visits with the parents, and I'm trying to schedule a time to come up the next couple months, but nothing yet. Anyway, yeah, it's a point of contention with the family, I think. Michael, there's nothing wrong with being wacky. Excuse me, didn't mean to punch the camera there. Get out my reading glasses. My reading glasses are not going to help here. It's the glare. See, if I put the camera where there's no glare, you can't see me. I can kind of read this, but to get better lighting, I have to do this. What's happening is this wall is reflecting too much light on me. That's what you're saying, the reflected light from the sun off that wall. My parents aren't really in a condition to travel a lot. They're too old. I'm 52 years old, folks. My parents are very fragile. I wouldn't recommend them traveling. Not in these climates right now.
Well, yeah, but then you can't. I'm okay like it is, but my camera angle's fine. Just let my eyes rest. I'm sorry, Isabel. Sorry for your loss. I'm sorry, Isabel. Well, it costs a lot of money to travel up there on a regular basis. And when you're living off of roughly about $400 a month, that's probably what it's going to take. Half of that in fuel alone just to get there and back. So I've got some saving to do just to make a hey guys, how's it going visit. You guys have to remember the first year and a half, 2 years of this, Larry was not getting paid from anything other than my part-time job at the dispensary. Now, I wasn't getting any money from AdSense. I wasn't getting money from Google, YouTube, nobody. For a very long time. I think I had a Patreon account towards the end of my stay at Death Valley Junction, the job I had part-time. Now, when I say part-time, I was making about $200 every 2 weeks. That's about $400 a month. That's about what I'm making now. So I was able to wean myself off of the $400 I was making at Death Valley Junction and use it and replace that with Patreon memberships and my AdSense account, which is all the ads that run on my channel get lumped into AdSense payment-wise. Same with all my super chat donations, they get lumped into AdSense payments, and I get that once a month. That right now is sitting at about $130 this month. Last month it was $150, so I'm making less than $400 a month. But I don't have to work. I don't have to travel to work, to and from work. That's 30 miles. That's 60 miles a day. You know, that adds over time. So having a little bit less money now equals out. It's about the same because I'm not traveling that distance to commute to work for a part-time job. But I'm not in this for the money right now. I'm in it for the content, and I'm having an absolute blast making these videos. So I get the funds coming in. It goes into food and water and fuel. And I'm out in the middle of nowhere making videos. The last video, oh, there we go. Now it's even. I was wondering what was going on. One of my arms were cockeyed on the tripod. So I really rely on the patronage, on the fan support through super chats, stuff like that, to make this all work, and it's working brilliantly. I have nothing more to ask. I'm just very happy with how things are going. Even things that I need, like this lens that I'm after, is a $300 lens used, but you know I'm almost halfway there with funds, and we'll get there over time. And I don't need the lens super bad right now, so I'm okay with delaying and having that slow growth. Slow growth. Enough blabbing, man. What are you guys talking about here? I'm worse, Al. I'm pretty sure I'm worse. I talk like a madman when I have too much coffee. I know it too. I know what's going on. I just can't stop my mouth from blabbing. I talk to you guys more than I talk to anyone else. You know that? More so than even Sarah Jane Woodall. I talk to you guys way more than that. Okay, last cup. Then I have to get to work. I'm kind of dreading going into the hotel today. as work now. I don't look at it as a place where I'm relaxing. Before it was a lot of fun. I can go in there. And no one knew I was working there at the time, so now people know. I have people. Well, Fat Thor came over last night. I was at the pool after him and I had some steak. I went over to the pool, was hanging out, and he drops by just to say hi. It's like, uh-oh. This has become a regular thing here. Where you at? Oh, that's right, Rex. You're here in Pahrump. I was stealth working, yes. Although you pass by the hotel, you definitely see my car with my SUV with the solar panels out. Like, oh, Larry's here. Surprise! I'm gonna have a bar while I sit here and talk to you guys. Hmm. I don't know what just happened. I just got dropped. Am I back, guys? I was talking about Amazon Wish. How do you make a wish list? Do you have to have a URL? I don't have my own webpage right now, so I don't think I can make an Amazon wish list. Can't read that. Sharon Rachel. Sharon, I guess is your name. Hey, Debbie. Debbie, you complaining I'm around too long? I'm just sitting here. I think about my day, what I'm going to be doing while I'm having coffee and a bite to eat. And I'm not in an office situation. I'm usually here getting internet, or I'm on the other side of the park with no internet, just soaking up some sun. Okay, so I think you can make a free account on Amazon, and I can create a wish list from there. Because I do have a wish list, I just don't have a place to put it. Should I make one, guys? Do you want to see a wish list? What I absolutely love that people send in, and I believe Stephanie sent a box in. It was a care package. It's basically stuff that person thinks would be good for a person to take on a hike. And I actually have a whole box. It's the same cooking utensils, pots, pans, whatnot. I have another box, nothing but stuff that I could pick up and just grab a whole bunch of stuff and just grab it and put it in a backpack. And this is all hiking. These are all hiking goodies. Beef jerky, ready to eat rice, granola, oats, stuff like that. Yeah, even this mashed potatoes instant stuff. This is great out at camp, by the way. I love this kind of stuff. But when you're out and about somewhere, really exploring like I do, having that kind of care package is a godsend. It takes a lot of time to gather this stuff up, and when it's delivered to you, and you get to see different varieties of things, it's kind of fun. It makes the eating portion of a campsite a lot more fun. Not just steaks, but this stuff is probably 99% of what I eat when I'm on the road. Otherwise, it's cooking regular food on my stovetops. But yeah, I find this boring conversation, but it popped up, and well, I'm just telling you guys everything without regards of me considering it boring or not. So that's what's up with that. I've got 6 updates for my Galaxy. Okay, great, thank you. Yeah, that would be the partnership program for Amazon. I have to have a URL for that to be able to participate in something like that. Meaning I have to have my own webpage, eminencefrontx5.com kind of thing. Thanks, Lisa. I don't want to be boring. Ugly enough as it is. Don't need to scare people off of being boring. Bodie State Park? Yes, I have. Bodie was the first place I ever went to. I went there in an S2000, Honda S2000 convertible. I think it was October. It was bitterly cold. I sat in the car all night long. I think I got there around 12 at night. Stayed in my car all night long, awake, sitting in that freaking racing seat. It's a bucket racing seat. You can't recline in these convertibles. They're too small. I just sat there, looking into the darkness as people were walking around with flashlights out near Mono Lake all over the place. I was just watching it going on, and that next morning, the sun came up. I drove up to near Bridgeport, where Bodie is, and I took a tour of the town. My first Explorer without a camera, nothing. I just went and checked things out. I was pretending I was an explorer, I guess, to check out what it might be like. Just get a little taste of it. My first adventure was to Bodie. I've ordered stuff off of Amazon, so I think I might have an account already. It's just a matter of setting that stuff up. Yeah, Sarah has one. I've talked to her about it. Bodie's cool, but Bodie's not the best. The best ghost town I've ever been to was last week. Holy shit, that was a ghost town. Because that was a ghost town you can actually go into the buildings, sit in chairs if you wanted to, touch things, feel what it's like to be inside one of these buildings, the smaller scale they have. The doors are shorter, the doorknobs are lower to the ground. It's like people were miniature back then. It was really weird. Anyway, yeah. I'm okay looking. I don't rest on my looks. Been to Laws. Haven't done a video yet. Hi, Panamint City. That'd be cool. How about adding your wish list to each video you make where you show what equipment you use? Okay. The X5 has been reliable. That's a cool idea, naming a kid after a town. I think at Bodie is when I decided that I was going to do a YouTube channel. I watched a number of people make videos there.
prior to me going to it to see if I might want to enjoy doing something like that. Buddy's just too well protected, I think. Now the X5 has been reliable in the sense that I'm a mechanic and I'm expecting things to go bad, and I bought this car with X amount of miles on it, 230,000 miles on it, and I put a lot of money into it. I mean, there's upkeep, but I'm a mechanic. I know how to do all this shit. So in this trip, I've actually had to replace the engine in the car because I fucked it up. It didn't fail on its own. I fucked it up. So I replaced it on my own. I didn't take it to a shop. I actually had the replacement motor shipped in. I pulled my motor out myself, lifted the car up, dragged the engine out from underneath the car with the transmission, disconnected it all, reconnected the new engine, put all new seals in the engine, replaced as many plastic parts as I could and seals, and reinstalled the engine. I did it all in 1 week. Could have taken me 2 or 3 days less had the engine showed up on time. It didn't. So it took me about a week. And that's what's in the car now. So is it reliable? Yeah, it's reliable if you maintain your vehicle. What happened with me is I let the oil get too low. Well, my X5's on a V8. The V8 X5s don't last very long. There's too much power in them for the transmission and the drivetrain that they've developed for these all-wheel drive vehicles for the X5. You don't need that much power or torque, especially in all-wheel drive. Maybe four-wheel drive would be, they'd last a little bit longer. But I have the inline 6, 5-speed manual, X5, Gen 1. This X5 has 270,000 miles on it, and it's going strong. And it gets about 20.8 miles a gallon with all-terrain tires. It's all stock. Completely stock car. It's missing the rear seat. That's sitting at my parents' house. It can still be reinstalled. It's not a destroyed vehicle. But I am destroying this vehicle. Don't think I'm in love with it. I am in love with it, but not in that sense. I'm not thinking this is going to last. This car will die eventually. I can have the engine out of my car in 4 hours, max. 2 if everything goes right. I can have a new motor put back in a lot faster now. I know how to do it. So I'm thinking it would be about a 2 or 3 day job to replace the motor next time. It's that easy. I can do it right here in this parking lot. It's built like a Jeep. It's built so that you can service this thing in the field, I believe. The engineers did this one right. I think 4x4s like the Rubicon have become more of a status symbol. Kind of like Porsche 911s, people buy them. Oh, I got a nice Porsche. But you don't know how to drive it. You know, that's great. You can afford something like that, and you got payments on that. But if the world were coming to an end, you would still have those payments, and you wouldn't have a job like we're experiencing COVID now. We're getting into some scary times where, you know, unemployment's running out for a lot of people, and all this aid is running out for COVID-19. What's next? I'm concerned. I'm not on any kind of government support. I don't have any unemployment, nothing like that.
I could have applied for it, I guess, but I wouldn't feel right doing that. I'm very happy with the small amount of money coming in. It's keeping this dream alive, and anything above that is great. But I don't need government assistance for this. And I would not feel right doing that because I think that's geared for something completely different. So yeah, enough me blabbing. What do you guys got going on here? CCV? Yep. Yep. Yeah, I replaced all that. I cleaned out my DISA valve as well. I think I'm having problem with my current DISA valve. You guys probably don't know what this is. DISA valve is it's a little butterfly valve that almost acts like a throttle butterfly. And what it does is it allows different airflow within the intake manifold going into the engine for different fuel mixtures. On cold start and wide open throttle, it does different things. Anyway, at idle, it's having some problems. It's stumbling a bit. So either that's a coil going bad, a bank going bad, or DISA valve. I think it's DISA valve. It's really old, and I was wondering if it had a leak in it. But you just take the thing out and you can test it fairly quickly. It's probably 10-15 minute job to test whether or not it's working or not. It's just been too damn hot to reach under the hood and pull anything out. So I've been kind of... Mechanics do this, I guess. We drive around the problem. I know what the problem is, so I just stay out of the engine RPM range where I have that problem, which is at dead idle. So anyway, I'm rambling. Yeah, people pay a lot of money for these rigs and they don't take them off road. I don't know if I had the money to buy a nice rig. I probably wouldn't buy a new rig. I'd probably buy a used 4x4 that has everything done to it that I want for dirt cheap, and then make minor tweaks from it from there. But I wouldn't pay $60,000 for a Jeep. I'd buy property first. Bill. I was in the shower with you, Bill. Jeez, man, TMI. The diesel shaft will break. Mine's intact, it's fine. It's the vacuum. I think there's a vacuum leak. So it's not operating correctly when it's at different settings in vacuum. So the shaft was fine. I know what you're talking about, Darla. It's the butterfly shaft that she's talking about. That will break over time. Mine was fine when I took it out 1 year ago today. Al, the ghost town's called Ruby Hill. Ruby Hill Ghost Mine, or Ghost Town. The other one's not too far away from there, it's about 25 miles away, 20 minutes. It's called Prospect Ghost Town. Those are the two locations. I can tell you, yeah, it's this public knowledge. If you read the blog that both Sarah and I used to go out to these locations, it's right in there. You just have to do some sleuthing to narrow it down. Yeah, it's a totally easy fix. They have rebuild kits for the diesel valves. Yeah, I replaced my O-ring on the diesel. I bought a whole O-ring kit or a seal kit when I did the engine replacement, so it all got redone then. There's one seal I didn't freaking do, and it's the rear main seal, and I'm kicking myself in the ass because it's just started leaking. So I have to pull the transmission to do that. But I think if I pull the transmission, I'm just going to put a new clutch in at the same time. I reused my old clutch, and I didn't use check this out, Darla. I replaced a clutch with a clutch centering tool. Have you ever done that? There's a way to do it, and a hot rodder instructed me on how to do it. He didn't do it himself. It's the guy who lent me his garage to swap out my motor for a week. He has a hot rod garage, and I'm talking, he has lifts, he has everything. I didn't use any of that stuff. I used one of his impact wrenches and maybe a couple of his sockets here and there. But other than that, it was all on my own and on the floor, no lifts. I think I used a forklift at once to move one engine over. He has a handheld operating forklift. Monster thing, man. I think pick up a house with that thing. Anyway, enough of that. Yes, exactly. Now, in Sarah's video of this trip, these this teeny trip she's calling, there's a section of time for 3-4 hours where we're having some bad luck finding the final cabins. We're going all over Kingdom Come. And we stop. And you see in my video where we stop, and you can hear me turning on the air conditioner, fans below. You can almost make out what Sarah's saying in my video about where this place might be. She had this, and I don't know why either of us thought of this, but she goes, "Oh man, I'm just gonna Google Prospect Ghost Town." I'm like, why haven't we done that already? You know, it's like we're looking for this Prospect Ghost Town. We're driving all over Kingdom Come, and Google can point us to it, and it did. She had 4G service most of the way, so she plugged it in, and we were on our way. We got there within 5 minutes. So. I've not been to Cerro Gordo. I want to go. I think one of their hotels just burned down. Daniel, why don't I go to the Sierras? Because then I'd be in the Sierras. I wouldn't have any internet and no way to communicate with anyone. I'm cut off. I don't have cell service. I don't have a cell phone anymore. Yeah, I'm using my smartphone with no cell service because I don't see spending 40 bucks a month on unlimited data service, which I have no access to because I was on T-Mobile. So I shut it all off. I was spending $160 a month that I could be using in gas and food for other things. I mean, it's a shitload of money for just using a phone. So I stopped it. I stopped the service, and I only use free Wi-Fi where I can to keep my costs down and to keep my adventure moving forward. I've cut back on a lot of things so I can keep this going. It's foolish, isn't it? Talking to a person who used to be a production manager for a corporate company, making about $100,000 a year. I was miserable, but I'm more happy now making $400 a month than I've ever been. Isn't that strange? I'm doing what I like to do, and I should have been doing this a long time ago. It also sometimes helps if you do not have any preconceptions. What are you talking about, John? Hey, Daniel. I'm considering getting a phone because I like doing these live streams now, and I can't do live streams everywhere unless I have Wi-Fi. But I guess if I had live stream going all the time, it wouldn't be a new thing for you guys. You wouldn't tune in as much. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, when you're looking on Google, yeah. open up with a wider delta versus a very narrow delta to get your search done, I think is the best way to go. That's common sense, right? Start with a wider base and narrow it down. Prospect is probably the most pristine ghost town I've ever witnessed with my bare eyes or seen on YouTube. There's no better. Show me something better. I mean, the toilets are still intact. Usually those are bashed in and the mirrors are broken. Walls are completely torn down, or the whole structure's down on the ground. Not these. It was beautiful. Absolutely stunning out there. Nah. Where's Carlos? You got fans, Carlos. His name's Bill. Yeah, but I was looking at the prepaid cell service, and basically it's the same thing. I went to Metro PCS, part of T-Mobile, I think, or partnered with T-Mobile. I just went there last week, and or this week, and they were saying, yeah, it's X amount a month. But what if you don't use all those minutes? Well, you lose them. You re-up the next month. What the fuck good is that? So instead of like that, I'm thinking maybe buy a GPS phone, a satellite phone, like a Garmin, for that very reason, for emergencies only, not for live streaming. Garmins are expensive. Anyway. Yeah, the GDP is, well, we also had a trade war going on with China. Boost Mobile, what's that? Lisa, those satellite phones, I think the one I would like to get is basically what Sarah has. She has this orange satellite GPS Garmin, and I used it on the Death Valley Germans hike, and it was an invaluable tool to me because I was marking exactly where we were at, different waypoints, where we stopped to take breaks, where we think the bottle bush was. We can punch in GPS coordinates that would lead us to a certain spot if we needed to. But in that case, we were just hunting around. We didn't have GPS coordinates. We were just using the landscape and photography from that vlog that we were using to narrow down where these places were. Anyway, I was using that very satellite phone in that case. In that satellite phone, you could text message someone, I think 3 times a month for free, or something like that. So if I ran into problems, I could text message, say, Matt's off-road recovery, or a friend of mine who knows that I was on a trip, or I don't know, that pre-set up, and they can call in emergency services for me. But that would be the way to go, I think. It was a brilliant little tool, and kind of have a fondness to it, I guess. I guess that'll be on my wish list. I don't know. I'm not a person that asks for help very much, and it's difficult for me to do stuff like that. I've learned to work for everything I have. Okay, Tim, catch you later. I'll check out Boost Mobile, excuse me. I'm in Walmart all the time. Someone's going off-roading. Today's Friday, right? Yeah, someone's going side by side up the mountain there. It's probably what I should do tonight. I'm probably gonna be camping up in uh, near Wheeler Pass, just for the get out of the heat. 108 here. It'd probably be about 85, 90 at camp. I can sleep in those temperatures. Okay, that's it. I gotta get my glasses. One second. I just can't read the names. You know, I can read the message. I just don't know who it is that is saying what they're saying, because the title of the message is grayed out. The author is grayed out. Sharon, Rachel, Gen X. Yeah, I've had cell phones my whole life, so I've always worked in a business where people need to get in touch with me for some reason. Look into straight top or track phone. It's expensive, man. I spent $1,500, almost $2,000 on the engine getting it shipped to where I was at. Yes, I do watch Matt's Off-Road Recovery. It's a hoot. I'm sub to that channel. Yikers, I've been on for 2 hours? Okay. Hey, thanks for all the thumbs up, folks. I got 31 thumbs up. Thank you very much. I do have to end this stream, though, and I do have to get this tailgate cleaned up and on my way over to jail. I got to go to jail today to do all my edits to a beautiful, some beautiful footage I shot. I say that honestly. It's really beautiful stuff that this gimbal can reproduce with the right camera. DSLR camera on a gimbal, the details that I'm seeing on the high res is amazing. I think I need to work on my shutter speeds a little bit more, but I'm doing that the double rule. So if I'm shooting at 30 frames a second, I double that, and I should be shooting at a 60th of a second. So I did play with that a little bit. And I'm finding different effects. So blah blah blah. The video I'm editing today is going to be beautiful. I really want to focus on that, and I'll be offline pretty much the rest of the day. Thanks for tuning in today. Next week's video is going to look beautiful, and I got a couple more videos coming out of that same trip. I think that's going to take us to the end of next month. Every Wednesday there'll be a different section of that same trip. I might be throwing some other things in there. If I'm doing explores in between, you might see a second video a week pop in there. But right now, the pipelines are full for at least another 2 months for videos to come out. And thank you, everyone. I will talk to you guys soon. Be safe. Out.